Hi everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Rubber Stamp Tapestry and another one of their beautiful peg stamp sets. And yes, this is a design team project as well. So for today's project, we are going to use the Delicate Rose. Now, I do apologize. I get out of focus because I'm really coming up to my camera really close, and I really shouldn't do that. So I'll learn to stop. So remember, with our peg stamp sets, again, this is Delicate Rose. It's got some great, and these are very small images, so perfect to create your backgrounds, even to create a focal point, which is what I'm going to do with this one. Now, I'm also going to be using a die from Tonic Studios, and it's called simply Mr. and Mrs. So I've grabbed a piece of cardstock here, and I'm using that die set. Now, I've taped it together. I don't want to just have the outline. I want to have that whole image cut out. And I've taken a pencil and I've gone around it. Now, I pulled in a kneaded eraser just to lighten that line up just a little bit. I'm going to be using my Concord and 9th die inks. These are a lot of fun to use. Beautiful colors. I love the palette. Hopefully they'll make more, and I'll be very interested to see what other colors they come up with, which is really cool. So I've grabbed my baby wipe there off to the side there, the left, and I'm going to start with the 3 roses. So the colors that I'm using for the roses are Ballet Slipper, Honeysuckle, and Cranberry. So what I'm doing is I'm following the line of that rose. I want the roses only on, okay, I'm following the line of the heart. I think I said rose. I really just want these to cascade off of this heart down to the right, but I want it to go along the line of that heart that I drew. So that's another reason why I made it light, so that I know I'm stamping over it. So that it'll just blend in the background, you know, not going to worry about it. But you can see I just have them trailing. All right, so it's almost like a spray that's going to come off of this heart, like in a wind, you know, something like that, a breeze. So the next one I'm going to be using is the leaf set. Now I'm going to be using Parsley and Evergreen for these stamps. And again, I'm really filling up this area. That is, you know, that's the one thing that, well, there's many things that I love. And you all know if you've seen my previous videos. But I love the fact that, like I said in the beginning, these peg stamps can be both for small images. They can be for a border on your cardstock. You can create your own pattern paper so that you don't collect and hoard lots of pattern paper. Hint. Although it doesn't work, I'm just saying. But you can also make them a focal point, and it doesn't matter that they're small. Now remember, there's a registry line that sits on the side of this peg. When that's facing you, if you take the peg stamp straight up and down and have that line facing you so that you see it, you are going to know how that image is going to go down onto your paper. What I also love is it doesn't matter if you go over your images. For some reason, these peg stamps really allow the beauty of just having fun stamping. You don't have to be precise with the location. I mean, you can see I've gone over the roses, and I've, you know, gone over the other leaves and everything else. I'm coming in with this last stamp set or peg stamp, and I'm coming in with Mushroom. It's like a grayish brown, which I just love that color as an accent. For me, it's like a gray. Just gives that little bit of background. So I'm just using that basically as a filler on this. So you can see that really bulked up. I'm going to now take the die. I'm going to keep it together because, again, I want that piece to cut out. You can also take out the center and just die cut into your cardstock. So you can see I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6. I do apologize because it's shaking. But I just wanted you guys to see that, yes, I do use this. It is my go-to die cutting machine. So, as I said, I've cut this 3 times when it comes to this. So I'm going to layer those up. I do like to take a sentiment and just die cut that multiple times, because you're basically creating your own chipboard, so to speak. So without using, because there is no way that I would use double-sided foam squares for this. I am just saying, to get that dimension. I don't think I could cut them that small, and if I could, no. I'm just saying. But by layering these, I'm already getting that dimension, as if I did use my double-sided foam squares for that dimension, or fun foam. Now, you could also cut a piece of fun foam for the back of this as well. I like fun foam to just put on the back of my cards. I feel when I die cut it, I lose some of the puffiness. I mean, it does come back, but I don't know. That's just me too. I mean, by all means. I just lose that beautiful texture that comes out with it. So you can see this is really raised up, and by placing that right down on there, you can see how that sprig is just coming across. Now, I've grabbed a piece of gold mirror cardstock, and I'm going to cut out the center because I love my mirror cardstocks. So for some reason for these, I remember to cut out the center. Now, yes, I am using a cutting mat. Yes, I am using my glass, my white glass mat from Glass Studio. And I am loving it. The more and more I use this, the more and more comfortable I'm getting. I'm not getting that reflection. I figured out how to do the whole exposure, which is why I can't go too close to the camera anymore, and I've got to remember that. But I am just loving this. But I don't do cutting that often. So my habit is to pull out a small cutting mat, and I'll continue to do that. I can't guarantee that if you do lots of cutting on this mat that it may not scratch into it. So, I mean, there is the possibility. And I don't want to take that possibility. But it is, to be known, cut resistant, and I have seen people use and cut them many times and have no issues. So, again, that's just your choice. And remember, make sure all the things that I'm using and items will be listed down below with a discount code as well. So after I layered those, I glued those up. I put my panel, I cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4. What I stamped on my gold was cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it all was placed on a standard A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is a top folding card base. I'm just adding some gems here. These are iridescent gems, and adding that onto the black heart, and I will be adding some down onto the flowers that are coming off of it. So again, it's just another way to fill, that area. You're kind of creating your own pattern paper by doing this. But these stamps, while that sentiment is bold and strong, because I used black, those flowers are still very visible because they have become the focal point. There's a design in the way that it's stamped. There's a direction in which it's going. Okay? I came in with my Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen just to add a little bit of shimmer to that. Now, by all means, you could have also add glossy accents to the top of that after you did the shimmer, and that would have just really made it pop even more. So again, we have so many ways to embellish our designs that we create, our art. So I do hope you enjoyed today's project using Rubber Stamp Tapestry peg stamps, and this set was called Delicate Rose. Again, everything will be linked down below if you want to check out what else they have available to you. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Be part of my group here. Make sure you ring the bell so that you know when the next video is available, if you should get that notification. And by all means, I have other things, social media, so let's connect there as well. You just never know what you're going to see on any of those. Everyone enjoy, smile, enjoy your day, have fun creating your art, but most of all, for me, always be creative. Till next time, guys, take care.